Everyone, Alex here for Bright Dog Academy. If you'd like me to personally answer any questions you may have about your dog, be sure to head over to brightdog.com where you can learn about my online training program, plus pick up a copy of the official Bright Dog Academy ebook.
Consistency is a key element to training your dog. And it's something that's very important to keep in mind at all times, because if you're not consistent, you're really never going to get anywhere with changing your dog's behavior or, just teaching him new tricks, whatever it is you're working on. Now, there are a couple of points here about consistency, okay? Number one, dogs are creatures of habit, and that means that they like routines. And because of this, this is very powerful, because you can take advantage of something that they naturally like and develop just by being a dog and use it to our benefit, okay? I know for my own dog, he has some routines that he's developed that I've never taught him, okay? For example, waking up. Every morning at 7 o'clock, his internal clock knows what time it is, and he's on my bed trying to get me up to take him out to go feed him and then to let him go to the bathroom. I've never, tried to teach him to wake me up by that time. That's just a routine he's developed, okay? So, because of that, we can use this to our advantage, right? Let's say we want to teach our dog a command. We want to teach him how to sit, how to lay down, how to stand, whatever the command is. Well, use the fact that dogs like routines to train him. Every day after breakfast, you spend 3 minutes working with your dog on sit. And you do that 7 days a week. And now after a week, his level of sit has drastically gone up because you practiced it 7 times, 7 days. And it just comes down to consistency. It's true with dog training, but almost anything in life. The more you practice something, the better you're going to get at it. And training your dog is, it's no different. Okay, so routines. That's one of the first big things. Now, I want to give you some examples of how powerful consistency can be. And there's one person in your life that you probably wouldn't guess who it is. That is one of the most consistent people that I could give you as an example. And believe it or not, this person is actually training your dog, probably without you even realizing it, right? Take a guess as to who is the most consistent person in your life and who's training your dog as I'm writing this. And if you get this, I would be very, very impressed. Alright, you ready? Here it is. The mailman. Now, let me explain. 5-6 days a week, the mailman comes to your house to do his job. What happens? He gets out of his truck, he walks up to your house, and he drops off the mail, and then he leaves because his job is done. Now here's what happens with your dog. The mailman gets out of his car, the dog sees the mailman. As the mailman starts to approach the house, the dog starts to bark. And what does the mailman do? He continues to walk towards the house. The dog continues to bark. The mailman puts the mail in your, mailbox. He's done with his job now, so he leaves. And while he's walking away, the dog is still barking. Once the mailman is out of sight, the dog stops barking because the mailman is gone. And what's happening here? The mailman is teaching our dog to bark. What's happening is the dog starts barking when the mailman approaches. The dog continues to bark while the mailman's here. And then the mailman leaves, all while the dog is barking. In the dog's mind, the dog is going, hey, when I bark, you go away. And that happens 5-6 times a week. Because every day the mailman has to come to do the job. And your dog constantly gets practice. Because this is a very consistent situation. So, granted, this is teaching our dog something that we don't like, but just think about how powerful it is if we flip it. If we could be that consistent in training our dog to do something that we want him to do. Like not jumping, like not barking at the mailman. You can flip that same thing. But I just want to give you an example of just how powerful, consistency can be. Okay? Now, there's another thing to keep in mind with consistency. And this is the rules, alright, of your house. Because the rules are going to be different for every dog owner, every family. There is no one set of universal rules that every dog owner needs to follow, okay? If you have people telling you need to do this, you have to do that, or your dog's not going to behave, it's not true. It's outdated information, okay? Your rules for your house, for your dog, are specific to you. Here's some examples. Some people don't like their dogs going up on couches or furniture, okay? My house, my dog has free roam of whatever he wants. Other people's house, it's not allowed. Does my dog listen to me any better because I don't allow him up on the couch, or because I do allow him up on the couch? And does their dog listen to them any better because they don't allow them up on the couch? The answer is no, all right? But there has to be consistency if you want those to be your rules. There's nothing wrong with letting your dog up on the couch. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with not letting your dog up on the couch. Those are your rules, and everybody has to pick what those rules are. You know, like things like no, don't feed the dog from the table. Things like, you know, furniture is a big one. Things like even something like jumping. There's people who don't mind their dogs jumping on them. Personally, I love dogs jumping on me. I'm probably in the minority, but that's okay for me. For me, my dog is allowed to jump on me. I love coming home and having him jump on me and say hi to me. I enjoy that. Other people wouldn't want their, 120-pound Rottweiler jumping all over them. Again, the rules you pick and come up with are your rules, okay? But here's the key. You gotta be consistent with them. If you want no dogs on the couch, then that means nobody lets the dog on the couch. If you have a family of 4, you can't be saying no dogs on the couch, and your wife is saying, okay, the dog, I'm going to let the dog sneak up on the couch when you're not home, and then one of the kids is saying no dogs on the couch, and the other kid is saying, oh, sometimes you can come up. The dog is going to be so confused because he's got 4 different people telling him 4 different things, okay? So when you decide on what the rules of your house are going to be for your dog, make sure everybody's aware of them and everybody follows them, okay? Again, it all comes down to consistency. We need to constantly give our dog a clear vision and clear idea of what we want from him. Okay, guys? So that's consistency. Routines. Think of the examples of times that your dog uses routines, and you can take advantage of that to train him more. And pick your rules. Pick your rules, stick with them, and make sure everybody who lives with the dog knows them as well.